how to use the tax code in that fashion. So I definitely want to share that kind of stuff with you. But that's not what this is going to be about on Wednesdays. Thanks for sharing it with your group, Rolanda. Appreciate that. That's what what's the word Wednesday is. It's not going to be so much about that, although I will talk about wealth and success in general, not just wealth, on how to have success in your life. I'm super excited about the opportunity to teach and share with you guys. So before we get into the content, I just want to give you some heads up. My home office is under construction, so I'm kind of up in my kitchen, living room area, and I do have my youngest son roaming around getting ready for school this morning. So if you hear any noise in the background, it's probably him just moving around to get ready for school. But he is just turned 14 a couple weeks ago, so in 8th grade. So what does that mean? That means just a few more years, I'll have an empty nest. How many out there are excited about having an empty nest? I can't wait. And it's especially special for my wife and I because my wife had 2 children from a previous marriage. So when we hooked up, I came into an instant family. So we didn't have that normal dating period that most people have with the absence of children. So I'm fired up about having an empty nest. And I told them when they get out of here, you don't have a home to come back to because we're getting in an RV and we're going to travel the country. So you won't have a home to come back to. So hopefully they get it figured out on the first try. I know some people have to come back home. My oldest son actually came back home. So hopefully they get that thing figured out. But we're going to get on to today's content. And what I do is I have a post, and that's what spawned the idea for the What's the Word Wednesday show. And I'm going to come to you every morning, every Wednesday morning, roughly about this time. And give you a word, and hopefully that word will help encourage you and help send you on your way to success and motivate you to take your self to the next level. But today's word is perspective. In order to have success at anything that you're doing in life, you have to have proper perspective. So what I did was I was on Facebook like I normally am. That is normally my primary social media outlet, because I have it on my tablet, and that's just kind of what I do. But that I've read a quote, so I want to read it to you. Now, I'm sure this came from some sort of book or something, but it doesn't kind of give me any details about the book, but I thought it was really awesome. And it's called Wealth File Number 5. Rich people focus on opportunities, poor people focus on obstacles. And I thought that was really profound, and I wanted to share that with you guys today. The reading says, rich people see opportunities, poor people see obstacles. All right. Rich people see potential growth, poor people see potential loss. Rich people focus on the rewards, poor focus on the risks. It comes down to that age-old question, is the glass half empty or half full? We're not talking positive thinking here. We're talking about your habitual perspective on the world. Poor people make choices based upon fear. Their minds are constantly scanning for what is wrong or what could go wrong in any situation. Their primary mindset is, what if it doesn't work? Or more often, it won't work. So we're talking about proper perspective today. How do you see the world? As a serial entrepreneur, I've always seen the world under a different lens. And that's why as entrepreneurs, I know Rolanda's on and a few of the other fellow entrepreneurs are on the world. That's why we typically don't get along with people who don't have vision, people who don't have the proper perspective, because they do have a pessimistic kind of outlook. They see the world or only the negative in the world, whereas us entrepreneurs, we typically see the opportunities that exist out there, even in negative situations, because we notice that in negative situations there's an opportunity. Because what is entrepreneurship at its heart? Entrepreneurship at its core is basically someone solving a problem and being compensated for it. So while a a poor person or a pessimist usually sees the problems. They don't typically see the potential for a solution to be devised that they can ultimately capitalize on. So you have to have the proper perspective if you're going to have any sort of success. As they say, with every gray cloud has a silver lining, and I believe us entrepreneurs definitely have the perspective to see the potential in every situation. And I'll give you a little bit about my background. One of the greatest silver linings that has ever happened to me in my life, and it required me to have proper perspective. My youngest brother, Cordanus, got killed at age 18. Got into some trouble with some guys, and they came back and shot him and killed him. And as devastating as that was for my family, as much pain as that was for my family, and trust me, this was nearly 20 years ago, coming up October 22nd, it'll be 19 years. And it was extremely devastating, but here's what came out of that, and this is not to say that this replaces the life of my brother, but my wife, my current wife, who I went to high school with, we came up together in high school, but we didn't have any real relationships. And she came to the wedding because came to the funeral and the services because she's best friends with my cousin. And long story short, we met. She kind of gave me a hug and expressed her condolences. And ultimately, because of that situation, she came into my life at a time where I was extremely broken. And we developed a relationship. And here we are, almost 20 years later, been married 15 years. So even out of that very, very negative situation, there was a positive outcome that came. And again, it doesn't take away from the absence of my brother in my life, because I often think today what he would have to say about my children and that sort of thing. But so even in every negative situation, there's usually something good that can come out of it. I'm a Christian man, and I believe in the word that says all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called to his purpose. And even in the death of my brother, I think that was God working something out to benefit me in the future. So to have proper perspective as it relates to anything in your life, it comes down to how you look at the situation. Do you see the negative in that situation, or do you see the positive in that situation? Do you see the opportunity in that situation, or do you only see the risk in that situation? And as an entrepreneur, my eye has been trained to see an opportunity, and also just someone who likes to help people and that sort of thing. So when I see a negative situation, I see an opportunity to bless someone's life, to give an encouraging word, or to come up with a solution to help transform that situation from negative to positive. So if you take anything away from this scope this morning, understand that having a positive or a proper perspective will help you take your situation from negative to positive, and you can start seeing the opportunities to be a blessing to other folks' lives. So if you want to follow me, then I'm at Cortez Springer. My company is Financial Health Mentor. Again, I'm an expert in home business tax laws. I help people build wealth with using the tax code. So if you have a home-based business and you're not quite sure how to take advantage of all the tax deductions available to you, then definitely reach out to me. You can follow me on Facebook. My Facebook fan page is Financial Health Mentor. My YouTube channel is also Financial Health Mentor. And then, of course, I'm on Scope at Cortez Springer. So I just wanted to share this quick scope with you guys. Proper perspective is everything. So look at things with the right attitude, with the right lens. Yes, there's going to be good things happening to bad people, but there's always a silver lining to every gray cloud, and you have the opportunity to transform any negative situation. There's an opportunity to transform it to a positive situation, and maybe even capitalize on it if you're an entrepreneur and understand how to provide solutions to people's problems. So I just want to share that with you. I'm H. Cortez, financial health mentor to the working class. Until I talk to you next time, get your money up.